Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Last time, when we left off, I had just made my way into the lower Shadowlands, with Jihani and my new party member, Jolee. We're about to get to field test some dark side powers, since we got a neutral-aligned Jedi consular in the party. So, here we are in the lower Shadowlands. Let's go see what we can find. There's a Wookiee fighting some Mandalorians. Go use Force Lightning, Jolee. I want to see it. Yeah, boy!
Yes.
For the Republic!
Now that is what I call awesome. Remains. Rah, Great Baka, let this outsider be different than the slavers. I beg you, can you heal my wounds? An attack from nowhere. Please, I need to be healed. Can you? What happened here? Please, I need to be healed. I am dying. I have the means to heal you. Here. I thank you. I would not have expected an outsider to aid me. Perhaps you will aid me again. You will help again? My hunting party, all of them, killed without honor. I barely survived. I want the murderers to suffer the same. What can you tell me about your attackers? I've never seen their kind before, not even among the Zerka. He saw them, armored head to toe, yet blending with the forest. They followed us for a long while. We found bodies to the southwest, and then again further south after the west branch of the path. Their speed was amazing. They fought like outsiders, waiting until we were unarmed. They would not attack until we had put our weapons away. They strike like cowards. I'll look into it. I thank you. I will wait here. I am too weak to fight them again, but I refuse to leave the Shadowlands unless vengeance is sated. Please, if you kill them, I will reward you with whatever I can. They are not worthy of life. Look for them where the bodies of my fellows are. They will only attack you if you are not armed. The cowards. Light side points gained, and a journal entry to boot. Let's check it out. Hidden Hunters. The injured Wookiee Gurwar's hunting party was attacked by camouflaged outsiders. He would reward you for killing the leader of the group. They found bodies a short way southwest, and then further south once past to the west branch of the path. He said, look where the bodies of his fellows are. The outsiders only appeared once Gurwar's group had put their weapons away, obviously wanting their prey as weak as possible. Disarming may be the only way to flush them out. Mesh underlay and a repair kit. Mandalorian blaster. Two sonic grenade, adrenal strength, med pack, and strength gauntlets. Hey! I would like some strength gauntlets. And I guess Jolee can have Brejik's gloves. That'll raise us to hit, which is nice. Mandalorian blaster. Feats required: weapon proficiency, blaster pistol, damage, energy 2 to 7, range 23 meters, critical threat 20/20 times 2, balance +2/+0 versus 2 weapon penalty if used in the offhand, attack modifier +1. The Mandalorian blaster is a slightly more powerful version of the basic pistol common throughout the galaxy. There we go. Forgot to look at those. We're good now. Okay. Well, that's fun. Let's go this way first. Viper Kinrath. Oh, classic BioWare pathfinding. I remember you. Jolee, do the good stuff, man.
What? Never too old for this! Yes?
Yes. Very nice. Now that was a bunch of Kinrath. Let's level up Jihani and Jolee. Skills, awareness and treat injury. What are you on? Alright, she's got 2-weapon fighting maxed out. I could work on toughness. But I would like... And I do, because she has that jump attack, but it requires a basic attack. It only works if she's doing a basic attack. I would, I actually don't want to give her flurry or any of that stuff. No armor, definitely no skills. Could do improved conditioning. I could give her implant access. And I think the sensible thing to do is give her toughness. So we'll give her improved toughness. She gets another power at this level. I'm inclined to give her... So she's got Force Whirlwind already. She's got Heal already. Of the thing... Gosh. I think the most sensible thing to give her is probably Force Armor. And then for Jolee... Treat injury, yawn. Powers is where it's at. I would like to upgrade him to Affliction and Plague. That'll do.
Yes?
Very nice. At some point, with one of the... We're supposed to actually be able to take the body of one of these Kinrath. The fact that there are apparently a couple I still miss makes that make a lot more sense.
Sure.
There we go. Viper Kinrath body. The corpse of an exceptionally large Viper Kinrath, freshly killed. That's fun. Yeah, here we go. Ritual area. Dangling vine. Ritual marker. There are ancient symbols here, worn as though traced by generations of Wookiee claws. Layers of moss and dirt suggest that no one has been here in many years. The beast comes when summoned if you are generous. It comes to battle if you are worthy and wise. It grants you glory if you are fearsome and brave. Feed the beast and it will heed your call. Take vipers from their lair and hang them from above. Let blood scent the ground of our ancestors. Obviously, this was once a place of great ritual importance. First, you'll notice a dead Wookiee. Which means we can disarm and deal with some of those Mandalorians, but before we do that... This Kashyyyk vine ascends high into the canopy above. There is no indication why its growth has stopped at this point. The ground beneath is stained by years of blood, suggesting that freshly killed animals have been suspended from the vine many times in the past. Tie the Viper Kinrath corpse to the vine. The creature is easily wrapped in the vine, which doesn't distort at all under the weight. The only movement is a rustling from off in the distance. Ritual Beast. So this is our first Terentatek. We learned about these on Tatooine. They're the very force-resistant critters. I'm still gonna try my consular powers. Journal entry added, items lost. What? Alright, so I can't whirlwind it, but it isn't immune to lightning. Examining the corpse of this great beast, you find a blade of some sort lodged in its side. Skin has grown around it. While certainly painful, it appears the blade caused only surface damage to the creature. Who knows how long it lived with this injury? You remove the blade from the corpse. The only flaw appears to be a missing hilt. Obviously the sword came apart when the blade lodged within this creature. Journal entry added, items received. Okay. Chieftain in need. You have recovered the blade of a very ornate-looking weapon. This would likely be very important to the right Wookiee. Completed quests. Oh, I already completed a quest, I think. Maybe? No. Apparently not. Okay, I mean... that's fine. Completed quest by order received. Right. Okay, we're good. Let's see what my new item is. Baka's Sword Blade. This is part of Baka's ceremonial blade, damaged due to the arrogance of Chieftain Rotharar. He underestimated a creature in the Shadowlands, later dubbed the Great Beast, and lost the blade in its hide. The hilt remained in his court, passed to other chieftains. If both pieces could be found, the sword might be able to be reassembled. Okay, cool. That's very nice. Let's keep going. Whoa. Remains. Gunhan's Journal, Circlet of Suresh. Wisdom +5, restricted to light side, restricted, not usable by Wookiees. The wealthy Suresh family of Taris were once known as much for their arrogance and cruelty as for their vast riches and political power. But over the last century, many of the family have shown a strong affinity to the Force and been taken in by the Jedi for training. Foremost among these was Gunhan Suresh, heir to the family fortune. To celebrate Gunhan's acceptance into the Order, his father commissioned the crafting of a powerful headband, the Circlet of Suresh. To prevent this spectacular gift from leading his son down the path of arrogance and pride, an all-too-real possibility given the Suresh family history, the circlet was fashioned so that only one who is a true servant of the light can use it. The circlet was in Gunhan's possession when he disappeared shortly after the time of the Great Hunt. That's fucking amazing headgear for a light side consular. Like, it is hard to get better than that. Gunhan's Journal. This datapad was recovered from the remains of a Terentatek on Kashyyyk, and must have been devoured by the beast. It appears to be the personal journal of Gunhan Suresh. The last entry explains what he was doing on Kashyyyk. Durin and Shayla have given in to their passion for each other and are doomed to fall to the dark side. I tried to warn them against expressing their love, but they called me arrogant and accused me of being the one on the dark path. I left the fools on Korriban. But I am not about to abandon the mandate given me by the Jedi Council. I will destroy the Terentatek wherever I find them. I have heard rumors such a beast may exist in the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk. I shall go there and slay the beast, proving that I do not need either Duran or Shayla with me to defeat these creatures. Alright, so yeah, Verpine headband, yeah, nope. Let's get a whopping extra 5 wisdom. So my wisdom modifier is now at +7. My force powers are going to be, like, freaking irresistible. And that means I can probably give Jolee a Verpine headband. Saves, yeah, it's better than Neural Band. Very good. Sure. I actually don't think we also fight Mandalorians here. I think we do that later. Yeah, try resisting my powers now. Behold +7 wisdom.
Yes.
Jolee, I gotta admit, your desire to use your lightsaber instead of all those awesome offensive force powers I've given you is deeply confusing to me. Ooh, I can get more Viper Kinrath bodies. I don't know why I would want to, but maybe the game knows something I don't. So I can close a gap here, or close a loop here, which I always like doing. Now let's head over here. It's time to meet Chundar's Mad Wookiee. Now let's look over here first. I can already see that this is a dead end. We got even more Kinrath.
Let's see what you got.
I wonder if there's a spot where I can, like, try to spec what my party members automatically do. I should look into that right quick after this fight, because like, this is my desired combat party, so let me look at everybody. Scripts. Right. This is all I can do. Okay, so I should put... Jihani's actually doing fine. I should put Jolee on the Jedi, We'll use Force powers till they run out of Force points. Yeah, that's what I want Jolee to do. Very nice. Okay, cool. Guys, I want Jolee to fucking wail on things. Alright. Freyyr! It's Zalbar and Chundar's father. We've heard that name. More of you Zerka core rats? Is even the heart of Kashyyyk not free from your kind?
He's almost feral after all this time. Calm yourself, Freyyr. We're friends. Don't you remember me?
After years in the Shadowlands, I remember only that outsiders are not to be trusted. I'll see you dead.
Well, this may prove Now you get it.
I am beaten. Take my head, Zerka filth. You won't get another chance. So swears Freyyr of Kashyyyk. I'm not here to kill you, just listen. The words of outsiders are tainted with lies. You can't convince me otherwise. Do you know Zalbar and Chundar? What? Those are my sons. Why do you speak their names? Tell me. My name is Doug Tetra. I came to Kashyyyk with Zalbar. To my shame, Zalbar was exiled and enslaved. Do you dare claim to be my son's owner, outsider? No, he follows because of a life debt. Does he? Then he sees something of worth in you. I will listen cautiously. Gullibility has harmed me in the past. If I had seen the lies of Chundar, he would have been exposed as a slaver. Zalbar would not have been exiled. I did not believe Zalbar's claims. I believed the elder boy as tradition dictated. The shame of Zalbar's attack blinded me. Go over exactly what happened with Zalbar. Zalbar saw it first. He learned that Chundar was dealing with the Zerka, leading them to our hunting parties. Chundar would blame disappearances on the dangers of the Shadowlands. Zalbar was crazed when he found out. He attacked Chundar with his claws. I thought he had gone mad, shed his honor. I was bound by the old ways. So Zalbar was exiled. When did you learn the truth? A year later. By then, Chundar had spread lies of my own madness. I had no allies when I confronted him. He and his Zerka guards attacked me. I had to retreat to the deepest Shadowlands, but even there they followed.
That's when I first saw him. I helped his pursuers lose him for a moment. Do you remember me now, Freyyr?
Yes, I think I do. I am sorry about attacking. It's been so long since I have offered my trust, or accepted that of someone else. Back to my other questions. I will answer, and then ask something of you. Why would Chundar want you dead now? Well, if Zalbar is back, perhaps Chundar is worried the people will realize things are not as they seem. Chundar has established himself as a leader that succeeded despite the tragedies that have plagued his family. If it was shown that he conspired with the slavers, his honor would be gone. I wonder... Just gonna move my case very carefully. Trying to get comfortable here. Alright, well that's all the questions. Well, what happens now? That would depend on you, Doug Tetra. You will either kill me or decide that I may yet benefit my people. There is a way I might challenge Chundar, but it would take a lot to convince people they have been lied to. How? Everyone is on his side. He has a strong web of lies, but if I appeal to the traditions of my people, I might be able to gather support. There is a legend of a great warrior from the old times. Baka was his name, and he is greatly revered. Baka found a crashed starship, our first hint of life elsewhere. He was a cautious old look and feared the taint of invaders. He constructed a vibroblade from the wreckage. It has long symbolized our independence. Only destined leaders have held it. Where might I find it? That is the problem. It was the symbol of our great chieftains for centuries, but it was damaged a generation ago in ritual battle. Here in the Shadowlands, Rothrar fought the great beast. He sought a challenge, but this arrogance got him more than he could handle. He survived, but the blade of the sword stayed in the creature's hide. Our tales say it was taken because we had become undeserving. The hilt is still in the court of our chieftain, with Chundar. If the blade could be found, Doug Tetra, tradition could cast doubt on his rule. Well, I have already found it, but let's get the rest of the dialogue first. Describe the creature. Where can I find it? Many have tried to hunt this beast, but only a few who have seen it have lived to tell the tale, and none have ever managed to kill the creature. Many years ago, when I was far younger than I am now, a Jedi came to hunt the creature. A proud and boastful young man. Like many before him, he did not return. The beast is cunning. It will not appear if there is an overwhelming number waiting to slay it. But if you gather in small numbers, we know how to lure it out. Fresh blood will draw it out. Before Chundar's rule put an end to the ritual, fresh kills were often left as offerings in the south of this area. I will try to find it. Can you give me any direction? There is a place of ritual south of here. If the great beast is to be lured out of hiding, it must be done there, using the old ways. You have already collected the body of a viper kinrath. Such bait would be tempting for the creature. Find a way to display it. I will stay here and try to think of what I will say to Zalbar. I have wronged him. I hope he can forgive me. I will be here. Please, Doug Tetra, find the blade of Baka's sword. I must make things right. Okay. Well, let's turn it in, I suppose. I greet you again, Doug Tetra. I am humble, hoping you have found the blade of Baka's sword. Imagine, Chieftain Freyyr, humble. Please, tell me you have made progress. Having the blade will gain me valuable support. I have found the blade of Baka's sword. You have? Please let me see it. I must be sure. Here, take it. I'm sure it is the one. It is. It may not look like much, but it is a very important relic of my people. Tradition dictates that it be respected. I didn't think I was worthy to search for it, but I realized that was selfish despair. I should have challenged Chundar long ago. I will make amends now. I have new hope. You have led me to this. Perhaps that is what the great beast wanted. We should proceed carefully. I will climb to the surface as quickly as possible and try to gather support. You will have to follow on the paths as soon as you can, Doug Tetra. When you arrive, we will confront Chundar in the throne room. My people will no longer be slaves. Experience, lost an item, journal entry added. Let's see. Alright, Chieftain in need. You have returned Baka's blade to Freyyr. He has gone to rally support and will meet you back in Chundar's throne room. He's counting on your support. I guess I took some damage in that fight and wasn't paying attention. Alright. We still have more unfinished business. We gotta find those cowardly Mandalorians. And of course, we gotta find the star map.
shiver.
Alright. Onward. So we got another loop of sorts here. Mandalorian swoops. The swoop bike is still warm to the touch. There's a signal device on it, however it contains no field data to transmit. The swoop bike shows signs of recent use as it is missing its signal device. One of the Mandalorians must have taken it to collect data. Do nothing. We haven't done that yet. The swoop bike is still warm to the touch. There is a signal device on it, however it contains no data to transmit. That's fine. In fact, some Mandalorians here. We'll do that later. The whole having to be unarmed thing is a real drag. Anymore, I think it makes a lot more sense just to tank mines. Almost there. Let me just finish out the map. Okay. Very good. Alright, so let's interact with this weird-looking alien computer. It's the star map. What's up, dude?
Life forms detected. Determining parameters. Initiating neural recognition.
Yes, there's the thing. I've no doubt it holds what you seek. Good luck getting it operational.
Primary neural recognition complete. Preliminary match found.
Match found? What the... It always muttered something about rejected patterns for me.
Begin socialized interface. Awaiting instruction. Greetings. This terminal has not been accessed for quite some time.
Who placed this terminal here?
Error. Subject displays unfamiliarity to environment. Behavioral reconfiguration will be needed before access. I am sorry. I did not mean to confuse you. I will answer questions to the best of my programming limitations.
What do you mean by behavioral reconfiguration?
I have been programmed with a very limited field of knowledge, and I must restrict access to only those that fit my allowed pattern.
And I don't fit that pattern?
I can't say. I will try to bring forward the behavior that you need to proceed, as outlined by my programming.
That seems very helpful. Why have I been allowed access?
I can't say. Preliminary matching allows for you to be coached.
Do you not know why, or are you restricted from saying?
I can't say. Likelihood of restriction by previous user, 100%.
I want to ask questions about you and this installation.
I utilize a retro-adapted holocron interface. Clarify your questions, and I will attempt to access original system memory.
Who built this installation? Excuse me. Who built this installation in the first place?
Error. Corruption. Extrapolating. This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized that the supergrowth of Kashyyyk's forests is a direct result.
Well, that is surprising. I doubt any Wookiee would support such a claim. The forest is millennia old.
Malfunction occurred 241 years after last builder communication. Last builder communication, 29,642 years before current Republic standard.
If this place was built 30,000 years ago, it predates the Republic.
Error. Information regarding the builders of this installation has been corrupted. No evidence of such a civilization exists in the galactic record.
Why was agricultural reformation needed?
Agricultural record indicates this planet was incapable of sustaining sufficient levels of production. Error. Specific conditions corrupted. It can be theorized that produce was being exported to support a larger demand.
That is a short period for adaptation of native creatures.
Error. Records corrupted. It can be theorized that biofeeding allowed the ecology to remain balanced. It could be expected that the same energy feeding the trees of Kashyyyk also accelerated the evolution of various species. No further information is available. There is too much corrupted data.
Let's go back to my questions about this installation.
Accessing. I will answer as my programming permits.
Who installed this hollow interface?
This interface was installed to better access the ancient data stored within the pre-existing system. The exact date is unavailable. Programming keys indicate no earlier than 5 years before current Republic standard.
5 years ago. I didn't notice it. This must have been installed with strictest secrecy. Couldn't have been circa.
No other information on time of installation or identity of user available. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%.
Who last accessed this installation?
Sorting by identity. 3 attempts by the Wookiee Freyyr, all denied. 152 attempts by human Jolee Bindo, all denied.
Call me stubborn, I guess. There wasn't much else to do.
Error. List of access attempts prior to these is corrupted. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%.
5 years ago is about the time Revan passed this way.
Error. Data regarding subject Revan corrupted.
But there was an entry at some time.
Error. Data on Revan unavailable.
Was there any further contact with the installer of this interface?
That information is unavailable. But contact is not required for the execution of my programming. Scanning range of this facility is well beyond planetary boundaries.
Let's go back to my questions about this installation.
Accessing. I will answer as my programming permits.
What's the original function of this installation?
Error. Corruption. Extrapolating. This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized
Oh, this is
that malfunction. Access.
What's the current function of this installation?
The current purpose of this installation is defense.
Defense of what?
Error. That information is not available.
I want to go back to my general questions.
Answer will be given within the limits of my programming limitations.
What limitations have been placed in your programming?
Corruption has resulted in gaps appearing in my memory, and in that of the original installation. It could be theorized that these gaps are intentional, but I have no information on that.
What gaps are missing?
Error. I cannot present a non-presence. Perhaps you can ask other questions, and data corruption will become evident.
I seek information about a star map.
Access. Yes, I have found a star map in original system memory. Access is restricted.
Original system memory, so the map is as old as this installation?
Error. Data regarding author of the star map is corrupted.
What do I need to do to get access to the star map?
Your request requires additional security access. You must be made to match the parameters I have been supplied.
How can I match them when I don't know what they are?
There are measures available. Personality profiling will verify the basic structure of your conscious mind. With that, I will determine whether you are ready to receive the star map or can be made ready.
What do you mean by that?
Information unavailable. If you have further questions, ask them now. Access will terminate with success or failure of evaluation.
You may begin evaluation.
Evaluation commencing. Results will be compared against the pattern in memory. Just act like you should. You travel with a Wookiee and have encountered complications. Hypothetical. You and this Zalbar are captured and separated. If you both remain silent, 1 year in prison for each of you. However, call Zalbar a traitor, and he will serve 5 years, while you serve none. He is offered the same deal. But if you both accuse the other, you both serve 2 years. What do you do? What do you trust him to do?
How do you know about him? He isn't here.
I hear what happens on Kashyyyk. and a good deal beyond. Answer the question I have posed.
Can I confer with someone else?
This test is not for your companions. You will answer and demonstrate that you match the pattern in memory.
I trust Salbar. I would say nothing, and neither would he.
Are you sure? If you don't, you risk 2 years, or none at all. If you reply on loyalty, you risk 1 year, or 5. Your loyalty is dangerous. Your companion could take the opportunity to benefit by turning on you. Zalbar's family is mired in treachery. What loyalty do they know? Your answer is incorrect.
I thought this was an evaluation, not a quiz.
I must match your behavior to the pattern in memory. You must answer truthfully, knowing the consequences. I must demand honest acceptance of the proper behavior. That is a condition of my programming.
What pattern are you comparing me against?
That information is not available to you. It is the pattern that I have been given as a baseline for security access.
Continue with your evaluation, then.
The previous incorrect response will be discounted. Future incorrect responses will result in rejection. Hypothetical. You are at war, deciphering an intercepted code. You learn 2 things about your enemy. A single spot in their defense will be at its weakest in 10 days, and they will attack one of your cities in 5 days. What do you do with this information? What is the most efficient course of action?
I subtly reinforce the city while preparing to attack.
This is no decision. I ask again. Do you save your people or abandon them for the sake of the war? Attempting both will merely dilute your efforts. Would you trade 1 victory for 2 failures?
I evacuate my people from the city.
And in so doing, alert the enemy to their broken codes. They would know that their weakness was exposed. They would reinforce, and the war would go on. You save thousands at the expense of victory. You do not match the pattern in memory. Subject has failed to demonstrate the required behavior. Access denied. This system will purge the subject as false. Defense mode initiated.
Droids! Alright, well here we go. This is why I've been working up Destroy Droid. You get wrecked. Jolee, you do you. Light side points gained.
Yes?
Boom roasted, as they say. Playing a mage in Star Wars. It's fun.
Neural scan complete. Analyzing. Well, it would appear initial assumptions about you were incorrect. Secondary scans during battle have revealed much. Under duress, your emotions were easier to read. Programming now instructs that I give you what you seek.
Why the change? I failed your initial test.
That information is not available. Soon you will recognize the proper course to follow. The Star Map is yours. This unit has now completed its primary duty and has finished with the subject. Executing final action. Activation of Star Map commencing. Parameters reset. Stasis initiated. And communication.
Yahoo. Journal entry added, 2,800 experience received, and items received.
Well, a star map. An ancient artifact of dark side power. Can't say I'm surprised. I always knew there was something funny down here. I wonder if the star map has had an effect on the evolution of the creatures here in the Shadowlands. Might explain why it's so dangerous down here. An interesting theory. I suppose we don't have time to test it now, do we? Now that we've got what you came for, we should be heading back up to the treetops.
Okay. Star map. Kashyyyk. You have recorded the coordinates from the star map you found on Kashyyyk into a datapad. Let's see. You've completed the star map Kashyyyk quest. You have acquired the star map from the ancient computer on Kashyyyk. You've discovered another ancient star map on the sunless surface of Kashyyyk. As before, the map is incomplete, but each map you find fills in more missing pieces of the puzzle. Hopefully, once you find all the star maps, they will give you the location of the Star Forge. Alright, and my main leveled up. Skills, always persuade. We get another power, and we've got master speed. We're doing that first. Pretty much goes without saying. Hello, star map. Okay. Now... gotta remove our weapons. What? There we go. What? There.
What?
Your wish?
I fucked up on at least one of Jihani's, too. There we go. Alright.
Sure.
Okay, so now... the Mandalorians will decloak and attack us when we get to the right spots. Here's one of them. Of course, we can immediately go back to the equip screen, which is what we need to do. Where's my lightsaber? That's gotta be it. And where are Juhani's? And where's Jolee's? The other green one. Easy.
Sure. Sure. Yes.
Not bad. Let's loot these guys. Medpack, Mandalorian Datapad 1, and a Mandalorian Ripper. Journal entry added. Mandalorian Ripper. Feats required, weapon proficiency blaster pistol. Damage, physical 3 to 6, range 23 meters, critical threat 20 to 20 times 2. Balanced, +2 +0 versus 2 weapon penalty if used in the offhand. Attack modifier +2. A weapon similar to this energy-propelled slug thrower belonged to Jigger Wraith, a bounty hunter who plagued the Republic years ago. 37 Mandalorians were executed for being him until sightings declined. As a type of disruptor, this weapon ignores most personal energy shields. Mandalorian Datapad 1. This request is in the Mandalorian language. A stump disabled the stabilizers on my swoop. I request parts before other systems fail. If the generator goes, my blending field will stop working and I'll be visible to our prey. Hidden Hunters. A group of Mandalorians is preying on creatures in the Shadowlands. A datapad mentioned blending fields powered by swoops. This undoubtedly provides some form of camouflage. Alright, let's search the other remains. Mandalorian Datapad 2, and a Mandalorian Blaster, with another journal entry. This is a personal log in the Mandalorian language. This hunt is no challenge. How will attacking unarmed creatures train us to use these Jedi toys? You want new warriors to learn? Watching a comrade lop his own arm off fighting a real opponent would teach more than these pointless battles. I obey, Mandalore, but with protest. The blending field generators on the swoops grant near-perfect camouflage. Why only attack unarmed opponents? Hidden Hunters. A group of Mandalorians is in the Shadowlands training new recruits and attacking unarmed creatures. They also have camouflage generators on their swoops to further sway odds in their favor. One other. Mandalorian Assault Rifle and Sonic Grenade. Feats required: Weapon Proficiency Blaster Rifle. Damage: Energy 3 to 10, range 28 meters, critical threat 19 to 20 times 2. On hit, stun 25% chance, 6 seconds, DC 10, attack modifier +2. These weapons are almost overpowered for their size, but the Mandalorians prefer them that way. They do not make a habit of being subtle in their war-making. Alright. So we gotta disarm again, in order to bait out a second wave. I think I remember how to actually do it this time.
Sure.
Okay. I think the second wave is going to be right up here. Yep, here we go. Grab my awesome lightsaber. Grab Juhani's awesome lightsabers. I can tell which ones they are because the modifications show up as, you know, attack boosts and what have you. Alrighty. Start here. Go with Master Speed. I said Master Speed, Whirlwind, and Flurry. Jihani I trust to just do her thing.
What? What?
That is what a Jedi.
That hurt out there. Sure.
Okay. Very nice. Mandalorian Ripper, Swoop Bike Signal Device, Mandalorian Datapad 1, Vibro Sword. Swoop Bike Signal Device. This device attaches to a swoop bike, transmitting any field data that has been collected on it to the commander. Mandalorian assault rifle. Mandalorian datapad 2. Mandalorian blaster. Okay. Okay, let's go to their swoops. Should be right up here, maybe? I think? Nope. We need to do some backtracking. Right, swoops are over here. Let's find the one that was missing the device, which I think was this one, and let's place it. Replace the signal device and activate it.
You have interrupted our hunt, Interloper. The inhabitants of this world can do little against us, but you appear to be a threat. Our training here will continue without your interference.
Items lost. Sure.
For the order! That is what a Jedi do.
This guy over here hucking grenades. He's a problem.
You will fall!
But not that big a problem. I have so many force points. It's awesome. Alright. Mandalorian Helmet, Mandalorian Ripper, Armor Reinforcement, Nerve Amplifier Belt, Mandalorian Battle Armor. Journal entry added. You've killed the leader of the Mandalorians hunting in the Shadowlands. The injured Wookiee Gurwar will be pleased his fallen comrades have been avenged. Mandalorian Battle Armor. Feats required armor proficiency heavy. Defense bonus 11, max dexterity bonus plus 0. Damage resistance resist 25 versus electrical. Republic soldiers saw this armor all too often during the Mandalorian War. It's understandable that the conflict could drag on when a fanatical enemy is so defensively outfitted. Mandalorian Helmet. This is the helmet of a fierce Mandalorian warrior taken from a group that stalked the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk for wounded or unwary prey. Nerve Amplifier Belt. Immunity Mind Affecting. That may be better. Oh, I was going to say that may be better. It is better. I'm going to give another Nerve Amplifier Belt to Jolee. And then I'm going to give a Verpine Cardio Regulator to Jihani. There we go.
Yes?
Very good. Now I'm going to be right back. I have to use the restroom right quick. I don't feel like cutting the video. So, 30 seconds. Skip. I apologize for that, and thank you for your patience. Let's go visit the Wookiee. Yeah, the Mandalorian Ripper. That was the one I wasn't sure if it was new or not. It's not. Alright, let's go turn in this side quest. Or however you want to say it, will be right up here. Return. Have you found them? Did you kill them all? They were animals in armor with no honor among them. The Mandalorian hunters are dead. I killed them all. Yes, I see the trophy helmet from the one that gave orders. Their bodies will not last long in the Shadowlands. I am glad. The taint of them, their cowardice, the forest will consume it all. I hope this gives my hunting brethren peace. I hope it does. Goodbye. Wait, you have helped in avenging my fellows. I must acknowledge that, even though you are an outsider and are not to be truly trusted. You have acted as a fellow Wookiee would have. Here, take this. It is the symbol of my hunting clan. You served them, so you deserve it. When you look at it, remember that we reward respect, even from outsiders. We got an item, journal, and 350 experience. Jihani Vibroblade. Feats required weapon proficiency melee weapons. Damage physical 3-2. Damage bonus +2 cold. Critical threat 19-20 × 2. Balance +2/+0 versus 2 weapon penalty if used in the offhand. Attack modifier +2. These blades are typically used in the offhand. In addition to a cortosis weave that deflects lightsaber sparring damage, some Jihani Vibroblades are super cooled to keep them in alignment, giving them an icy sting. And Hidden Hunters should be done. Gurwar rewarded you for avenging the fallen members of his hunting party. Very nice. Okay. Nothing left now but to head all the way back to Gorwukin. This will take us back to the Upper Shadowlands. And after this, well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but Gorwukin is enough of a Chundar loyalist that our failure to kill Freyyr means we're going to have to fight him. You can see he's out away from the elevator. You, Doug Tetra. Our spies say that the Madclaw you were sent to kill is on his way to Rukroro right now. You should have followed the will of Chundar, and now you will face his wrath. Whoa. Didn't want to do a regular attack.
Yes?
Sure.
Doesn't look like any of them drop anything. So I suppose we can use the basket ourselves. And I think this is still going to trigger the movie. Having seen Gorwukan operate the basket, you understand it well enough to use it yourself. Raise the basket out of the Shadowlands, leave it alone. So, see you on the other side of the movie. And the last step. For me, chronologically. I splice in the movies. With screen recording after that. And we're back. I missed a single line of dialogue. It said, "You begin the long ascent to the upper boughs of Kashyyyk." If you're curious. So we can get a bit of a shortcut. We can ask this Wookiee guard to take us back to Chundar. Oh, sorry, not him. Well, it seems you are more than I thought. Freyyr has come back and told me of what you did for him. My fellow hunters split on what should be done. Some were loyal to Chundar alone. We had to fight. Freyyr went to the throne room to challenge Chundar. I will take you to him now. Why should I follow you? I can guide you off the path. We will approach from behind, avoiding Zerka and those loyal to Chundar. It is the only way. I'm sorry, but I won't allow you to proceed any other way. This is too important. Here we go. Well, that's just great. Everyone is here now. It's a reunion. Yes, son, by the blade of Baka's sword, I've come to end your treachery. No more will you sell your own people. You have Baka's blade? So what? I have the hilt, held by each true chieftain in recent memory. Even you claimed it was all important. We both have our ancient trinkets, so who will the people follow now? You? You are old and weak. Shut up, both of you. This ends today. I will not see your Wukroro suffer anymore. You tell them, Zalbar. I don't know what to do, Doug Tetra. Chundar has been telling me things. He makes sense, I think. I don't know. Do you have to fight? Talk it through. Could we work together? It would be difficult. Convince them. Avoid this needless slaughter. And so be it. The fighting stops here. I will not have our world destroyed beneath you two. Perhaps there is hope. What say you, Chundar? What do I say? I still have Zerka support. I say you will die. Attack! Okay, here we go. Another big fight. Target Chundar first. Light side points gained. Alright, Chundar's down. There's a Zerka guard.
Not this again!
There's a Wookiee guard. I don't know who's chucking grenades. That must be close. There's one more Wookiee guard, I think. Not bad. We have done it. I am saddened that it had to come to this, but I couldn't let it continue. Zalbar, my son, I am truly sorry. You have suffered a great shame. I was blind. I have no excuse. I can forgive, Father. I have learned a lot over the years. I have a few questions about Kashyyyk, Freyyr. Could they wait? I will answer what I can later, but we need to settle our current business. There is much that needs to be done. What will you do about the slavers? We will fight them. It will be difficult, but I swear they won't take another one of my people without bloodshed. I'll send quick climbers to other villages and try to rally a defense. We must guard against this ever happening again. You will be the last outsider welcome here for a very long time. That is a change for the better, I think. What will you do now, Zalbar? Returning home has lifted a great weight from my mind, but it has been painful as well. You have a place by my side, Zalbar. I would be honored if you would take it. I can't, not yet. I'm just getting used to being free, and not just from the slavers. And I have a life debt. Now that my life is truly my own again, honoring that agreement is all the more important. Listen to my son. His insight humbles me. Take that good judgment with you, and all the planets will come to revere Wookiee wisdom. I think it's time I was leaving. Perhaps, but before you go, Dug Tetra, I must see to your reward. You have done us a great service. Kashyyyk will remember you well past your lifetime. Because of you, I am reinstated as chieftain. We will return to the old ways when honor and trust of kin ruled above all else. I'm not sure there is a reward that accurately reflects the value of what you have done. Our world is changed because of you. I have a request, Father. I have thought about it a great deal. I would like Baka's sword. That would be fitting, I think. Well, that is quite a request. I am tempted to say no, but perhaps I should consider it an investment. Zalbar, do you understand what this will mean? It is the legacy of our people, held by chieftains, and future chieftains. I understand. I want this, Father. I'll bring it back one day. I have no doubt. Let the two halves of the blade be made one. My son shall hold Baka's sword. Alright. So, that's fine. Light points gained, received items, much experience, and a journal entry. This is completed quest. Chieftain in need. Freyyr was very grateful that you helped him regain his place as chieftain. He will see that his people are restored to glory and that Zalbar is no longer an outcast. Very good. What's the item? Baka's ceremonial blade. Feats required: weapon proficiency, melee weapons, damage, physical 4 to 14, damage bonus plus 4 energy, critical threat 19 to 20 times 2, attack modifier plus 2, special upgradable melee. The Great Baka was hunting the Shadowlands ages ago when an alien ship crashed through the forest. He saw that first contact as a warning of the destruction outsiders could bring. Made from the debris, this sword is a reminder for his people that trust must be given cautiously, and only to those who have earned it. Alright, let's search these guys. There's a repair kit, med pack, and adrenal alacrity. Shundar's bowcaster. Feats required: weapon proficiency, blaster rifle, damage energy 3 to 12, damage bonus plus 4, physical range 28 meters, critical threat 19 to 20 times 2, attack modifier plus 2. Chundar's personal weapon is a bowcaster with some unusual Zerka modifications. Most Wookiees would likely not appreciate such outside influence. 11 credits. This is the first time we've been able to wander around the chieftain's hut, or lodge, or whatever you want to call it. And there's not really anything here. Alright. Let's head back to the, well, first I'm going to talk to Jihani, because we'll have a few more conversations with her available now.
What is it?
Is something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
I'm sorry, Jihani.
No, it's alright. I think I'm over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
And those rak ghouls.
There was always the danger of rak-ghouls coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
Was it that bad? No one would help you?
And of course, There was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
Like who?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
Your parents?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic. To save the galaxy, if we can.
Journal entry added. Jihani. Jihani's parents fled to Taris from the homeworld of her species. Unfortunately for them, Taris was very oppressive towards alien species. Life was not easy for them. Perhaps she will tell you more in time. We should be able to go and do another.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from?
Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
How did it happen?
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships there remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived?
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
How did your family cope?
My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
He died?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Journal entry added. Jihani. Jihani is told of how she lived with her parents on Taris and how her father was killed one day in a bar fight. This is a very sensitive issue for her. She might tell you more in the future.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Are you doing all right?
I have been doing well, I suppose. As well as I can. But I am more interested in you right now. Do not mistake me. It is just that, even though we have traveled together for a while, it seems I know next to nothing about you personally.
What do you want to know?
We have been traveling together since Tatooine, but I know nothing of you before that. Would you would you humor me and tell me a little bit about yourself?
What is there to tell?
Your job, your childhood, your life? I am sorry if I am making you uncomfortable. I will fully understand if you choose not to answer.
No, it's alright.
I greatly appreciate your taking the time to talk to me. How did you come to be on Tatooine, besides the obvious, of course?
I was in the Republic fleet that was destroyed over Taris.
Taris. It always seems to come back to Taris for me. I am sorry. I get distracted. What did you do before that?
I was a scout for the Republic Armed Forces.
A life in the army. Not my career of choice, though. We Cathar cannot seem to adjust to regimented organizations like the military. But I have heard that it appeals to males of your species. Fighting, defending, that is what we as Jedi seem to be called upon to do. Perhaps we are not as unlike as I had previously thought. But again, I seem to be wasting your time with my carrying on. I apologize.
Yeah, we should be able to get one more from her.
I have been watching you for some time. I wonder if you have noticed. I have been thinking of how far I have fallen, and how you exemplify the code of the Jedi. I find myself ashamed.
You should not be so hard on yourself.
But I have so little to show when I compare myself to you, and that makes my shame even worse. That I had so easily fallen to the dark side, that I could convince myself that by injuring my master, I became a great force of evil in the galaxy for my pride, my hubris, for the inner rage that all of my species feels. Sometimes I wish that I had not been born this way.
You cannot change how you were born.
I am sorry. I start to talk, thinking about how you stay strong to the path of virtue and justice, and I find myself whining again about my own inadequacies. The Council would be proud to see that you have learned your lessons so well.
Alright, that's it for her for now. Let's head out of here. Back to the Kashyyyk Starport. I can transit from here, which is nice. The Zerka are all gone, by the way. I'm not sure what item I lost. Didn't really matter. Let's board the Ebon Hawk. Oh, we got Wookiees. We will remember what happened here. Slavers will not take us again. We will guard this landing place from now on. Yours is the only ship that will be allowed to dock here for a long time, outsider. If another company comes to Kashyyyk, they will find it impossible to do what Zerka did. Your presence is tolerated because of how you helped us, outsider. It will be a long time before we allow ourselves to be as weak as Chundar made us. Alright. Let's board the Ebon Hawk. And then, really quickly, although I want to check this workbench, because I think, didn't I find some lightsaber crystals? Keen, yes. I like Keen. We'll do that. The stun effect is not happening very often, I must say. But that'll do. Alright, I want to head back to Tatooine right quick. I'll skip all the movies that happen and splice them in as needed. Because we can turn in the tack gland to Griff and get that quest off of our books. Which appeals to me, but as you know, there's going to be at least one movie. I did rather enjoy the fact that the Darth Malak, Darth Bandon, Sol Kareth cutscene skipped me the hyperspace and apparently spared me even the possibility of the fighters. That was nice. New cutscene.
Calo Nord is dead, Lord Malak. He has failed in his mission. Forgive me.
The penalty for failure is death, Admiral Kareth. But the failure was Calo's, not yours. You may rise.
Shall I hire another bounty hunter, Lord Malak?
No mere bounty hunter can stand against a Jedi. I shall not make the same mistake again. My apprentice, Darth Bandon, shall take care of our young Jedi friend.
Oh, look, it's the guy who killed Trask in the tutorial. Justice for Trask! Yeah, come at me, bro.
Find Bastila and bring her to me, alive, if possible.
As you command, Master.
And Tatooine arrival, once again. I don't know what the hell they were doing in 2003, but I appreciate that now games just have their movies in-game. Well, that's nice. It skipped a lot of the extraneous movies, like the hyperspace jump and whatnot, presumably because that Malak cutscene jiggered with the algorithm somehow. And bring Jihani and mission, since we're gonna go visit Griff.
Huh?
I'll level mission up right quick. Skills, yawn, so boring. Sneak attack 5 for scoundrel level 9. Oh. Save a skill point. Sneak attack 6. Let's see. She's got master dueling already. I could give her a focus on blaster pistols. I was trying to think of what would actually be useful. Toughness. Extra health is good for everybody. Master Scoundrel's luck. Sneak attack 7. Alright, very good.
What?
Alright. I don't actually have to use her in combat or anything. So I'm actually going to sub out Jihani for Jolee right quick, because we should be able to get our first couple of conversations with Jolee right now.
Got something on your mind, dude?
Why did you decide to come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. Closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Ulleran mating season. Ugh, frightful.
So you wanted to ride on my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of a synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
If you don't want to answer the question, old man, just say so.
How impatient can one person be? You must have driven your mother mad. All that gurgling and fussing. Babies are cute, but annoying. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny. All of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is this a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
And you traveled with this man?
I did. Just because someone has the Force swirling about them doesn't always mean they have a great destiny. But it doesn't hurt to check it out. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Was there supposed to be some hidden meaning in this?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled up to the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
How did you know? And, go on.
Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too. This could have just been gurgling noises. Well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
And what does that have to do with you coming with me?
Well, hey, the chances may not be great, but when one has the opportunity to see something like that twice in a lifetime... Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
Journal entry added. Jolee Bindo. You and Jolee have talked a little about his past. You may continue the conversation with him in the future, perhaps once you have gained some more experience. Alright, let's talk to Jolee again.
Got something on your mind, dude? Oh, I get it. Let's play with the old man's head, is it? He's half senile. He'll forget I said anything. Wait, what was this about anyway?
Okay, let's board the ship and exit again. Uh-oh.
Excuse me, have you seen a mechanic about? Short fellow, bald, I've been looking...
Well, I'll be a Wookiee's uncle. Davin Coaches?
Jolee? Jolee Pinto? Why, you old freak. Last time I saw you, you were still wandering the galaxy in that old tug. I thought you were dead, old man.
I crashed somewhere and decided to stay.
Yeah, I'll just bet. Damn, old man, you look exactly the same as the last time I saw you. You pickle well.
You're too kind. Not the young lad anymore yourself, I see.
Care to introduce your friend, Jolee?
What are you, deaf? His name's Davin. Old friend from my wanderer days. By the by, Davin, I really should be running off.
Of course, old man. Oh, wait. If you've been traveling in this sector, I suppose you heard about Sunry?
No, why? What's there to hear?
He's been picked up by the Selkath authorities on Manaan for murder.
That's preposterous.
I know. Laura is beside herself, as you can imagine. Maybe you could help them. I'm sure Sunray would appreciate a Jedi's assistance right about now.
Perhaps I will at that. It's up to my friend here, actually. I'm just tagging along.
We could check into it when we're on Manaan next.
I'd appreciate that. Sunry's an old friend. I'd hate to see him hurt.
Same here. Well, it was good to see you again. Give my regards to Alora if you see her.
I will. Be safe, old friend.
Okay.
Got something on your mind, dude?
Tell me about Sunry. How do you know him?
What? You think because I'm a hermit, I've always been a hermit? Just because I haven't seen Sunry for 20 years doesn't mean he's not a friend. A man could have changed a lot in that span of time, though. But to become a murderer, I can't see it. That's not the Sunry I knew. He was a good man. Put me up in his home for a year back after I left the Order. War hero, too. Or so I hear. I wouldn't mind helping the fellow if we can. I owe it to him. Or you can be a young monkey lizard and ignore me, I guess. Well, I don't expect much these days.
Okay. We will do that, of course, but let's go turn in the Griff quest right quick. I've got tat glands from the old Zerka poacher camp.
Got something on your mind, dude? Oh, I get it.
Oh, Senny Vec is still here. Wild. I should be able to get one more, like, conversation from Jolee. Let me try the Hawk. Then we'll leave, and then we'll come back.
Got something on you.
Ah, here we go. You never did actually say why you decided to come with me.
No, I never did I?
Are you always going to be this elusive?
Elusive? Me elusive? Obviously, you've never tried to grab a Twi'lek dancing girl after drinking too much Onderan Willick juice. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
Move on to where?
To bed. I'm old and tired, you know.
No, really.
How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. Then there's all the critters in the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask?
You could do that on your own.
So I could. Not having a ship does tend to put a damper on that kind of idea, however. I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
You know what my destiny is? What interest do you have in my future?
Interest? Well, I certainly don't have a vested interest. Call it more idle curiosity. Your destiny is rather unclear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off, as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
No, tell me more of what you see.
Your future will come of its own accord, trust me. Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. That can be all bad.
Nomi? Who's Nomi?
Nomi, Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
So you're along as some kind of observer?
Nonsense. If I ever refused to help you when you asked, how confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? Too young to be so talkative. Shoo!
Journal entry added. Alright, Jolee Bindo. You prodded Jolee in an effort to find out why he decided to come with you. In the end, he did mention his adventuring days. Perhaps you could ask about them later, once you gain more experience. Alright, now we'll go visit Griff. Then after that, we'll have one chat with Mission. It'll actually be the last one we have with her. And then we'll be ready to go to Manaan. Which we won't do until the next episode, of course. Griff!
You're back! I knew you'd come through for me. I knew I could count on you. You do have a tech gland for me, right?
Here's the tack gland. Take it.
Come to Papa, you sweet simian organ. It may not look like much, but once I turn this into a bottle of Teresian ale, it'll end up being worth a fortune. Thanks, Mission. You won't regret helping me out with this.
Please, Griff, let this be the last time. No more cons, no more scams, no more schemes. That's all I ask.
Hey, sis, no need to worry about that. I've turned over a new leaf. From now on, I'm gonna stay out of trouble and do things right. And once we've cornered the market on Teresian ale, good things will be heading my way. Then I'll make it up to you, Mission. Just wait, you'll see. You know, once we synthesize this and start brewing Teresian ale in mass quantities, we're gonna be looking for some investors. You give me a couple of 100 credits, and I can get you in on the ground floor. You'll get a return of, at least 20 times your investment.
You already promised me a few thousand credits.
Hey, don't worry, you'll get your credits as soon as we start mass producing that Teresian ale. I just wanted to know if you were interested in an even bigger payoff.
I've done more than enough for you already.
You don't know much about business, do you? When an opportunity like this comes along, you have to jump at it. Come on, what do you say?
I don't need business advice from you, Griff.
It's your loss. I better get started brewing that ale. Meet me back here later and I'll give you a down payment on what I owe you.
Journal entry added. Items lost. Mission's brother. Griff rushed off to brew up a batch of Teresian ale to deliver to his business connection. However, the credits he promised you haven't materialized yet. He did say you could meet him later in the Zerka supply shop on Tatooine to collect the debt. Alright. Out and in. It's that easy. You're that friend of Griff, right? He gave me a message for you.
I don't like the sound of this.
He told me to tell you that he made a mistake brewing the Teresian ale. It didn't work out right for some reason. I'm not surprised. Anything else? He told me the tack gland was ruined, and he said he wasn't going to stick around and have to face his exchange contact. Did he say where he was going? He hopped on board the last shuttle. I don't know where he was heading, but I can't say I'm sorry he's gone. He was one of the worst employees I ever had. He was always on a break, he mixed up orders, and I think he might have been stealing from me. That cheapskate owes me credits. You and a dozen others. I was smart enough not to give him an advance on his wage, but you can kiss your credits goodbye. People like Griff, they know how to disappear when they get in too deep. You won't hear from him again anytime soon. Waste of time to even bother looking for him.
Damn it, Griff. Won't you ever learn? How can my own flesh and blood be so stupid?
There was one last thing. He said to tell his sister goodbye, and to tell her he's sorry. Journal entry added. Alright. So the Mission's Brother quest is done now. Be way down here. Due to his own incompetence, Griff's Teresian ale deal has turned sour. True to form, he decided he'd rather disappear than face the wrath of his contact at the exchange. You get the feeling both he and the credits he promised you are gone for good. Let's talk to Mission one more time.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to talk to you about your brother.
I want to thank you for helping me with Griff. You did everything you could for my brother, more than most people would have. I know it might look like it didn't make any difference in the end. Griff's in debt and on the run like usual. But at least I know we tried to help him.
Don't give up on him, Mission. He could still change.
I know people can change no matter how bad they were, but I'm not holding my breath. None of us is perfect, but I've come to realize that Griff is a little less perfect than most. My brother is what he is, but I've learned to deal with that. I'll never forget that he looked after me when I was just a kid, but I don't feel like I owe him anything anymore.
That's a very mature attitude, Mission.
I've made my peace with Griff and what he means to me. If he ever shows up again, I'll deal with him. But I'm not going to dwell on my brother anymore. It's time to move forward. So, is there anything else you need?
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay. Have it your way.
Light side points gained. Alright, let's return to the Ebon Hawk. I'm gonna park at the galaxy map. And that is gonna do it for this episode of Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I'll go ahead and start my spiel. I want to thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you will give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to discuss this or any of my other content, the best place to do so is my Discord server. That link is in the video description. And if you care to support me or the channel, the best way, apart from liking and subscribing, is through my Patreon page. That link is also in the video description. Patreon supporters get to nominate and vote for the games they would like to see me play on the channel. KOTOR itself is one such game. Once a game's chosen, I play it through all the way to the end, and then my supporters can pick a new one. It's a pretty straightforward process, and if you want to get involved, you can. Regardless, I really do want to thank you for watching. I am grateful for your time and attention. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.